Ethereum right now has broken out of this symmetrical triangle pattern. I was saying in recent videos that we were looking for an apex retest, but more importantly, looking at this exponential moving average for this retest, expecting more downside momentum, which is exactly what we're getting right now. Plus, Bitcoin has actually created its own symmetrical triangle pattern for itself. And look at the point that we are in. We're at that apex triangle point right here, which is where we have the highest probability of that breakout. Looking for a downwards breakout, unfortunately, in this probability, because when we scroll out, we can see that this market has been more to the downside than has been to the upside. So this current pattern has a little bit higher probability to actually break to the downside. Plus, in this video, I'll be going through the latest in crypto news. Before I dive straight into the video, make sure to check out my trading masterclass that's currently 50% off in this video description. I teach you every trading tool that I know that I've used to become a consistently profitable trader, and you can do the exact same thing for yourself. Let's actually begin with the latest in crypto news. Bitcoin and the wick-off method. 36 to 40k is inevitable. Let's actually have a look at this chart right here, and what it's actually representing is this wick-off method right in this picture through here. So you can look to the left and see how we've basically been following this exact period. All through here we have this SM accumulation short position, we push to the downside, we then basically have a channel sideways like in this area here, we then have another two pushes to the downside, then we have this long accumulation sideways trading channel that we had in this region. Then you can see we begin to have these 1-2 pushes to the upside. We've had this one push to the upside, we then had that small decline as shown in this blue circle right here, and now looking for that continuation move to the upside. So very exciting to see what's actually going to happen to Bitcoin in the next few weeks. Next, my Ethereum nodes have returned 6% in staking over the last 12 months. Not too shabby at all. So this is a point that I just want to bring up, and it actually shows that if we have a big potential in Ethereum right now to push to the upside, since the overall trend right now is pointing to the upside, especially on the weekly time frame, not only do we have massive potential to go to the upside and break these old all-time highs at this close to $5,000 region, you can also stake your Ethereum right now and basically get close to 6% annual return, basically like an interest rate. So I really think that there's a lot of potential in Ethereum, preferably Ethereum over Bitcoin, mainly because of these staking rewards that you can get. You can hold one of the largest cryptocurrencies available that has a very, very solid foundation, an amazing founder, and you can get a great interest rate return on that Ethereum. 10 good reasons why Bitcoin is going to be parabolic in this cycle. So this chart is actually showing, you can see here in this 2011 to 2013 period, we had this big push to the upside, bit of a push down, then began this massive wave. You can see basically wave 1, 2, and then 3, massive wave 3, and then another massive wave in this direction here. And you can see what actually happened in 2014 to 2017. Very similar to what happened in this region right here. Big push to the upside, decline in this area, massive push in this region, even stronger push in the last region. And look at 2018 to 2020, big push to the upside, solid decline, continuation to the upside, really strong continuation in the last phase. And look at what happened in 2022 to 2023. Solid push to the upside. We now got a pretty strong decline to the downside, and now we're currently in this phase 2 region where we make a really strong push to the upside. There might be a small decline in a lot of these regions back through here. There wasn't major decline in the last one. We did have over a 50% retracement of this overall push, but you can see here right now we're continuing those continuous green bars to the upside. We're looking for more continuation, even if we do have a bit of a push down to the downside. That's basically an accumulation zone to then push massively to the upside. So I'm very, very, very excited for cryptocurrency. I'm currently long in my positions, not looking to get short at this current time. Bitcoin has just rejected from 31k. This is different, just like a spring. The more you compress it, the higher it will jump, which is something that I've spoken about before. The volume profile is amazing for catching these coiling areas, which we are now inside. The next target block is 38k, which is only a matter of time. You can see here we have this volume compression on this left hand side. It shows where there's a lot of price compression. So we had a lot of price compression back close to this $20,000 region. We then had another major node close to this $30,000 region, which is where we have been rejecting recently. We then have another major node or a couple of nodes all in this area between this $38,000 to $40,000 per Bitcoin, and then even higher there's another node right here, but it's not marked in price. It would probably look like it's at least close to $45,000 to even $50,000. So plenty of potential volume compression prices to actually reach. That's where the next blow to the upside is going to come. We're going to push to this $38,000 to $40,000 per Bitcoin. Again, I'm extremely excited. Obviously, all of that crypto news lines up perfectly with the current long-term chart for Ethereum and Bitcoin. I'm going to look at Ethereum, but Bitcoin is basically the exact same chart. We've got the long-term trend pointing to the upside right now, which is the best part. Price is actually in the value zone right now. The best part of this strategy is when we're getting these pushes to the upside, you don't want to be longing in these areas up here. You want to be longing as close to the moving average as you can, because then we'll use it like a springboard to the upside, looking for those high pushes. So as much as even when I go into this 4-hourly time frame like I am right now, and I'll show you that we do have this symmetrical triangle on the Ethereum chart, and again the probability just says that the overall chart should be looking for a downside push. Reason being is because when we scroll out on the chart and we look at what's happened, the recent price action, all of this price action through here, we have that downtrending exponential moving average. And now we've got a symmetrical triangle, which is a 50-50 pattern coming after a long downtrend. It just tells us that there's a high probability of more downside continuation, not massive downside continuation, because we measure the overall base of the triangle here. We then bring it to the apex, which is going to be close to the breakout point. We could even bring it here, which is the real breakout point. I like to be a little bit more conservative. Bring it to the apex. You can see the actual continuation down there is just over 3.5%. So I'm not saying that we're going to have a massive bear market and go down 25%, but I do expect in this region that there's around a 50 to 60% chance of this continuation to the downside. Bitcoin, as of recently, very much following Ethereum. We didn't actually have this symmetrical triangle pattern following on Bitcoin like we did on Ethereum, but all of a sudden you can see we've actually began on this symmetrical triangle, and we're right now at that apex point. We are unfortunately expecting a little bit more downside momentum. Obviously you can measure the base around that 3.5% downside. So obviously not saying massive bear market, but just expecting another push to the downside. It would also work really nicely using this wedge as a downside momentum, where you get 1 push, 2 push, 3 pushes. We then get that upside momentum coming in from that 3 push wedge. But the main thing that I really want to focus on right now is actually scrolling out to the weekly time frame and actually trading using a new strategy that I've basically just started using, which is this trendline trading strategy, and it's been working extremely well. You basically just trade in the direction of the trend line, and you only get out of your trade if we were to break below this trend line. Then we would look for downside momentum. It works really well, especially on the left here, where we actually see that we had this downside momentum every time we came close. We had downside momentum. Then you can see we got a massive bar to the upside in this region. We then got a strong push to the upside. Look at what happened. We then had a retest, then another major push to the upside, another major push to the upside. So make sure to check out my trading masterclass in this video description. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and tap the notification bell to stay tuned with all my latest YouTube videos. To continue watching my YouTube videos, click the video that's on your screen right now.